Hello everyone, welcome back to Prince and Nikki's channel. Today we're going to show you a video of the continuation of the first floor blockwork and columns. If you haven't already done so, then please look at the previous video if you'd like to look at the first floor setting out and some of the amendments that we've made to the first floor.
Yeah, we made a lot of amendment. Had to move some walls around the bathrooms in order to create the visual impact we be dreaming about. So yeah, there are a few changes made. We explain all that in that video. So yeah, if you haven't, please go and watch that. Then everything will be more clearer in this video.
We also have quite a number of videos previously. The one in particular that will be really nice for you to get to see is the walkthrough of the ground floor. So there's lots of videos on our channel that if you're beginning to create your building project or you're at the planning out stage, do hit up the videos and have a look to get your ideas, because that's the reason why we started the channel, wasn't it? Because we wanted to help others to have an understanding of the building process, get visual ideas, which is what we did when we was at the planning stages.
And also the cost. I guess we present cost differently on this channel, whereby our costs are comparable to any other building in Ghana or Africa in general, because we talk about cost in terms of cost per square meter. That will help you to relate that to your buildings, because there is no point telling you we use 3,000 blocks where you don't know the size of our building. But if we tell you in terms of cost per square meter, how much it costs us to build this house or to lay the blocks, you can compare that to your project. You can budget with that. Mind you, when you're budgeting, you need to factor in the inflation. I'll call Ghana's inflation as hyperinflation. Because we started this exactly a year ago and cement was around 50 cities a bag, 50 kilos a bag.
It was 50.
And currently cement is over 100 cities. So that tells you how rapidly things are going up. So I was saying to you the other day, if we had no things to go up this way, we should have just finished this out last year. But I guess you got to do things within the budget and also the stages you plan, isn't it?
And I think that's why we give you the cost per square meter, because at least then if things are going up, you know, you might have an idea of the cost per each floor level that you want to do, but when you come to it, then you recalculate it based on those, you know, the square meter, isn't it? So you can recalculate it the way we produce it.
Yes. Say our costs usually are based on square meter rates, based on the day we've done in the current day prices. We don't factor the inflations, but what is good is we give you all the details of all the materials we use. So what is good is you can just take that video, change the materials prices, and you'll be good to go in terms of your budgeting. But if you need help with your budgeting, you can always send us an email and we'll be happy to help you put a budget together.
Yeah, I mean, it's always handy to have people on your side, isn't it, to help? But this platform that's what we created it for, to try and help. So let's get into the video then. First of all, I would like to just give a big shout out and thank you to the team that we've been building with. Mike is our foreman, the engineer Nelson, who's greatly helped us. And also we have our steel vendor as well.
Gosway has been fantastic. I think it's some of the stuff we have done here are non-conventional in terms of the way people usually build back home. But Gosway, the steel bender, he's brought in a lot of knowledge, working on some of the big projects. He does some of the big commercial projects in Ghana, so he has a lot of knowledge. And I would say this, he'll say, no, this is what we've got to do. And he really helps. So I guess all the people we have here are people who work on big projects back in Ghana. Our engineer Nelson is a big director, design director, and one of the biggest developer back in Ghana. So these are people who works on big development. They know what they're talking about. It's not about people who are now trying now different stuff. So I guess it's a very good team. I'm happy we went this way, and so far we haven't got any issues to worry about, do we?
No, not at all. Even us now, as we sit here talking on this video, this is why the YouTube community is really helpful, especially for those people who are abroad building. It's really important to be able to spot the difference between quality in work, and that's one of the things that I would say we're really harsh on the standards.
I think
we want the standard. We're paying the money. We want the standard.
If you're gonna ask somebody to build your house for you, you got to ask the person background, their experience, because it's not. There are a lot of people now on the channels you see who are offering to build your houses for you, but have they got any background in construction? What is their house like? They are engineers, they are masons. Have they got any background? So these are the things you need to do some due diligence. Don't just go and someone say, I can do it for you cheap. So you go, you pay cheap, you pay twice.
Yeah.
This week, Mike has been to see a site, and he has to knock down walls and columns. And it's heartbreaking because people who say we can do it, haven't got the experience to do the stuff.
I mean, there's a lot. There's top YouTubers that you see that, it's really difficult, isn't it, in terms of the quality. But, we're keeping our eye out for talent on this platform. We've seen a lot of different talent pools. We've even reached out this week to an electrician that's been catching our eyes.
Yeah, it is.
We've reached out to him. We've tested his knowledge, and we're gonna see how it goes, isn't it?
Yeah, because we now talking about fit out now. We become putting costs together for our fit out stage, because we're not far off from putting a roof on this. So we start looking at the fitting out. Who are those good hands over there based on what we can see on YouTube. Then it's just not just the YouTube. I'm asking about speaking to the people.
You need word of mouth, but also you see the quality. Like we get a lot of comments from the YouTube community who will call and text us, email us. Maybe they will call the foreman themselves and just really praise the solid building works that we have here in the Blockwork. And that's what we want to create is a solid home that's going to be passed on for generations. So it's the same thing we're going to do with the electricians and the roofing and everything. We're now starting to get those quotations through, and we're going to be bringing a lot more content. We're gearing up for the roof, aren't we?
Yeah, the roof is.
There's going to be lots of content on the roof coming up, guys. It's not far off.
But the windows, which is, I said this we got another quotation for just free sliding doors with security mesh. It's over $5,000. Unbelievably expensive.
But we keep pushing, and one of the things you have to do is, if you're going to do the building, we do recommend that you try to do the shell and don't stop from the ground right up to the roof. If you continue to do that and get your shell, then you've won the game of inflation, because if we'd have stopped and started, it would have been really difficult.
Yeah, I think it's you got to first, if you start, it'll be good just to focus, as you said, the shell and the core, get your roof on, then you can begin to talk about your finishes, because price just go very, very quickly.
Yes, it sure does. So guys, here, let's look at the video. So here you can see the Blockworks being raised, quite a sufficient amount. These columns have actually been completed, and we'll be bringing you a video after this next week. You start to see the columns, the windows. It's just nice for us to kind of see the internal walls and the windows and just see how it's going. This is my favourite part, the open plan. Family area upstairs and the staircase. I can just visualise it, and I'm starting to kind of see all the kind of upstairs coming together, and it's really nice. So you've got all the columns going in there as well.
Yeah, we're having a discussion about what we're doing about those windows now, aren't we? Do we reduce the size?
I mean, one of the things we noticed downstairs is when the windows went in, I said, when we see the upstairs, when we go back in person, we make a final decision on the window sizes. We want large windows for cross ventilation and light. So we'll make a final decision whether we want one or two more blocks on the sides.
Yeah, talking about ventilation, I think it's one of the things I've been considering recently is about mechanical ventilation. So there are some companies back here in the UK which I want to speak to in terms of equipment. I speak to a couple of people back home who do air conditioning, but they say they don't do mechanical ventilation. Because the issue is when you got all these windows close, you need some kind of ventilation in there. So I'm just thinking about mechanical ventilation, and I'll be speaking to some couple of manufacturers. Maybe they can provide some guidelines of the installation and get some guys to help us back home. But it would be good to have some fresh air coming into this place where you close the windows, and the only way is through mechanical ventilation.
Yeah, so here you can see this is just trying to get my bearings. Yeah, that's the hallway, and we're going into the third bedroom here. So yeah, it's really nice to kind of see it all coming together. When we get into this point now, as I said to you, it's at a point where you're starting to be thinking about the next stages. So thinking about your carpentry and your woodwork, your roofing, quotations for your windows, just so that you can keep that train moving all the time.
Yeah, I think it's with the quotation office that everything else we've done so far is within what we expect it to be, except that the double glazing window and doors are just 3 times the price what you expect to pay even in the UK. So it's something we got to think about.
Yeah.
If either we want double glazing or not.
Yes, it's a difficult decision. But yeah, this is from the other side of the wall. You can see, obviously, we spoke in previous videos, that wall there that you're seeing will pull forward because the land actually begins further forward. It's just the way that the original wall was done over 20 years ago. So that wall will come forward. We have lots of new content coming up on the planning for the kind of groundworks outside and things as well.
Yeah, I've asked Mike to give us a video showing from the roadside actually, because we're planning now in terms of the flower beds, where we move the wall, how deep the flower bed should be before the road. So he should get that to us next week when he goes to site.
Thank you. So what we're seeing here is the side elevation. Yeah, I mean, it's really exciting to see this coming up. Let us know below what your thoughts are on the video, what your experience has been so far in your building process. Let us know if you've got any questions and answers on the building process. We do get a lot of comments and questions about specifically people's own building process. So we're happy to help where we can. We're all building and we're all trying to get a good quality home, so hit us up. I just want to say thank you to all the people who have liked and commented. If you watch this video, please engage with us, give us a like so we see that you've enjoyed this video and the content. Do drop us a comment below, and if you kindly like to subscribe to the channel, we'd love for you to join us. We have a lot of you watching, so please do subscribe. We
The figure is still high.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
About 70% still haven't subscribed, but they are regular viewers. So it will help us if you can subscribe and be part of the family.
Yeah, do join us again. We've got the next video coming up very shortly, which is the Lintel. So join us again. Thank you.
Bye.